Hi everyone. I apologize again for not being absent and not being in class today, but please be sure that you stay on track throughout the class period and utilize your time wisely to get work done today. I will explain to you what I would like you to do throughout this class period, just through this recording. So feel free to pause, go back, and reference this clip as needed so that you understand the expectations and the instructions that I have laid out for you today. Go ahead and start off by having out your note packet from last class around interior zones and floor plans. Where I had you all leave off was on that second page, bottom of the second page. The last task that I had you do before you left class was to list 3 things that a designer or architect would consider when planning where a house should be placed. So again, in that scenario, just think about if you were going to build a new construction home, what are you going to consider before you pick out the plot of land or the location of where you want your home built? So if you haven't done that already, go ahead and finish filling that out. Once you are done with that, something that I did leave with the sub to hand out to you all is a packet of architectural symbols. Please do keep this packet for reference. Make sure it's in a safe place in your folder because you will utilize this a lot when you start drawing out your floor plans, especially for this next assignment that I will go over. And it's something that I know you should be having out pretty much every class period when we are drawing and practicing floor plans. Some of you will kind of memorize some of these once you start drawing them a lot more, but again, this is an important packet that you will definitely utilize very often in class. Next thing on your packet, and it starts at the bottom of that second page and will trickle on to the back of that page, but you'll see several scenarios. There are 8 scenarios for you to read through. And based on the notes that we talked about last class period, what I would like you to do is read all of those and then based on that family or the scenario, determine what kind of housing and furniture the people would have. So again, this is very open-ended. Some of it is pretty vague, but just based on their interests, if they're a family, if they're single, you want to kind of use your own knowledge and your own opinions on what you think would be the best and the most functional for them. So go ahead, you may pause this clip and go ahead and complete that. And then when you are done, you can continue viewing this recording. Once you have completed the scenarios, you're ready to move on to our next assignment. For this assignment, you are going to design a house, and in order to have context in who to design a house for, you can use one of the scenarios that you just filled out on your packet. So you can choose any one of those 8. If there is a scenario of your own that you would like to use, or if you want to design this house for yourself or with your family in mind, that is completely fine as well. Your task for this assignment, there are 2 parts, and these are the 2 parts that I will be grading. The first part is to create an elevation drawing of the home. So refer back to your notes, but an elevation drawing is a one-sided drawing of the exterior of the home, and it shows the finished appearances and vertical dimensions of the home or the building. So your drawings or sketches, you can kind of do it doesn't matter, you don't have to do all of these types of elevation drawings, but you can choose one. Maybe you're just going to have a front or rear elevation that shows the front side of a home, but if you rather do a side view or a rear view, that is completely fine. If you are not the best artist, again, don't stress. You may look up some pictures on the internet just for some reference if you have an idea of what you would like your home to look like. That way you can complete this elevation drawing. The second part of the assignment is to create a floor plan. This is where you're going to use the architectural symbols packet that I provided. And within your floor plan as well, I would like you to include and draw traffic and circulation patterns. So with the traffic and circulation patterns, remember that all you really have to do for that is just kind of draw in arrows that will determine the paths and the circulation from room to room. Okay, so you have that example here in your notes, and that's provided in these slides. If you do want full access to these slides, they are posted in Schoology for you. And one other thing to keep in mind with the floor plan is to make sure that you do use the 1/4 inch scale. So once you determine how big the rooms are in your room, you definitely want to keep in mind and remember that 1/4 inch is pretty much 1 square on graph paper. So 1 square would equal 1 foot. Also, you will see in the architectural symbol packet that I gave you that there is a sheet that lists common room sizes. So again, depending on the scenario you chose, you can kind of determine the sizes of each of the rooms in your home based on those measurements. So definitely take a look at that sheet so you have that to reference as you create your floor plan. Your floor plan may look very similar to this example here. As you can see on the note, these are not standard sizes of rooms necessarily, but again, reference that room size sheet in your packet that I provided. So the floor plan may be pretty simple and basic. However, what you will see are the architectural symbols used in various rooms. So I'd like you to get practice with drawing the floor plan to scale as well as using those architectural symbols accordingly. As I mentioned, you have the entire class period to get these items done. Next class period, we may not have the whole class period to finish up this assignment. So if you don't get a good start on it, please take it for homework. I will at least give you probably 30 minutes next class period to get this completed. So as I always say in every class, please just make sure to use your time wisely. Thank you all, and I will see you on Wednesday.